Are you guys, and welcome back to Wallingtonfilming, painting and decorating, trade secrets. And I'd like you to meet two of my new mates, Pinky and Perky. And what we're doing today is a little video on this baby here, Thompson water seal, right? Now I bet you think to yourself, what two stone dogs and some Thompson water seal got to do with painting and decorating, ain't you? Yeah, I know you are. But I'm going to tell you. Right, painting, decorating, property, maybe you've got your own your own house, and maybe you've got an old terraced house or something like that, right? And one good thing you can do to your property to maintain it and preserve the brickwork for outside is use this stuff, Thompson water seal. Dead cheap to buy, lasts for ages if you don't use it, and brilliant for sealing up the bricks and stopping all your bricks and your compo like soaking up water and moisture. And at the same time, it's breathable, so it lets the moisture, whatever's in the brickwork, it lets the moisture out and stops it coming back in. So what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of an example using my two new mates here, right? Yeah. So let me show you this stuff in action, and then what I'm going to do is show you guys you know, just how to coat one of these dogs up. It's dead easy, dead quick. You know, even if you're doing your brickwork outside, same principle applies. But I'm going to use these as an example instead of going outside in the cold and in the wet and in the rain at this time of year. I'm going to use these as an example and just show you how good this stuff is. And you know, I recommend. Not if you've got a new property, it ain't worth doing it, obviously. But if you've got, you know, an old terraced or something like that, a nice old terraced house, which is better than new builds, let's face it, because new builds are absolutely garbage and they're not worth the money. So yeah, if you've got an old terraced, I'm just going to use these as an example, because of concrete, of how good this stuff is. So, yeah, let's get on with it. Pinky, Perky, are you ready? Fetch. On the left is one I did earlier. I've always wanted to say that. So yeah, that's been coated up in Thompson water seal, and Perky hasn't. So let me just show you. Look, right. What you should see the water just drip off, and it won't soak in. See that? See how it's just dripping off. Look, it's not soaking in. Look, just rolls off. See that? And then you got one here, look. This has not been treated. See how that just soaks in? That's just soaking in the concrete there, look. Big difference, look. Just see that. Now you imagine that on your brickwork, if you could coat the front and the back of your terraced house or whatever, you know, or even if you've got an outbuilding, if you can coat up your outside using a few gallons of this. I don't know how much it is nowadays, so I've had this quite a long while, but you know, I don't think it's much more. I think it's less than a tenner for 5 litres. And you know, what's it going to cost you? 15, 20 quid maximum to coat probably the brickwork at the back of your house up. But you can see what I mean. So why have, when it's pissing it down in rain and all the rest of it and snow and all that crap, why have it soaking into the brickwork of your house when it could just roll off like that? Makes sense, doesn't it? Right then, let me just show you this. I've got this old plastic container which I'll be using to apply the Thompson water seal onto this first dog. Oh, yeah. Put a smile on your face, mate. Jesus. So yeah, we're using this to this is like a bit of a paint kettle because I'll just chuck it away after. But can you see what happens to it? It goes, it forms into a gel, soaks into the concrete and actually gels up in the concrete, which obviously protects the stone dogs from any from water penetrating in it, and for it, you know, from and stopping it from staying soaking wet and mould and algae growing on the concrete. So you can see what happens, can't you? Hey, that soaks into the concrete and forms like a gel or a skin in the concrete. So yeah, that's basically what it does. And that's what it does in your brickwork. And at the end of the day, what's the most important thing about your house? The bricks. I'm just going to show you putting this on. Look, it's basically like water to put on. Dead easy. There is a bit of an odour from it, and as it's soaking in and drying properly, you do get some you do get a bit of a smell from it. You know, the odour from the chemical or whatever it is. But it's as easy as that. Look. Dead easy. Just like pouring water on. It's a little bit thicker than water. You know what I mean? Dead easy to put on. I would recommend well, as many coats as you can. At least 2 coats. You want at least 2 coats on it. I've done the bottom half of this already because I don't want to bore you with a whole dog like, you know what I mean? But basically, that's all you got to do. It's dead easy, and the end result is brilliant. There you go. See, and the same applies with, you know, doing your brickwork. This is basically what I'm showing you this for. Especially if you've got an old terraced house or something, which are about the best houses you can buy, ain't they? You know what I mean? Just like coating the front of your house up in this stuff, and then coating the back of your house, all the brickwork. Obviously, you need to protect the windows and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And sheet up and stuff, but. And watch the neighbour's car. You don't want to be getting on the neighbour's car either, do you? But you know what it's like in the winter. You know, if you've got a bit of damp in your walls or something outside, or you know, they're prone to getting a lot of weather, so they get wet quite a lot. You know what can happen to your bricks if they stay wet for some reason, or stay damp, and then you get a bit of a frost. It's going to blow your bricks, isn't it? So obviously this stuff's going to like protect it, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. And for how much it costs, like I say, I'm not sure, but it's got to be 10 or 15 quid maximum. Because it was quite cheap. I mean, how much are you using this stuff like? Because it's starting to like coagulate. You know what I mean? Like a dead person's blood. A little bit. And I've had it for a few years and not used it. So that's why I'm using it up on here. But yeah, ideal for doing your brick, especially around drains and stuff, or where you've got your hose pipe plugged into an outside tap, you know, and maybe it leaks a bit like mine and pisses all over the wall and floor a little bit. So, you know, to actually protect your brickwork around your drain and stuff in this, you know, you can't be wrong, can you? You know what I mean? I mean, on terraced houses, you ain't got that much exposed brick anyway, so, you know, what's it going to take you for the front of your house? Between 1 and 2 tins. Probably there's about 2 tins for the back of your house, the brickwork, you know. And you've seen the result when you tip water on this, haven't you? Brilliant. But yeah, like I say, you need like 2 or 3 coats. And I've done most of this already, so. I mean, I'm actually doing this inside. You really want to be doing it on, you know, if you're coating these garden statues up, which are like overpriced, ain't they? Obviously, you know what I'm saying. Or if you're doing your bricks, you want to be doing it in the summer, ready for the winter. And like, I can't recommend this stuff enough. It's just brilliant. It just seals all your bricks up, stops them getting damp and soaking up water and stuff like that. It's like you get these people, don't you, who say, oh yeah, that ivy looks beautiful all over your brickwork, not knowing it retains the water against the bricks. Then you get frost, and that's when it starts blowing the bricks behind the ivy, you know. But yeah, there you go, easy as that. And I've been messing about a bit, to be honest. And all I'm doing is just using a, you know, cheap brush from B&Q. You know, I'll probably just wash it out in a bit of turds or chuck it away. It's up to you, isn't it? And yeah, there you go. That's first coat. I'll wait for that to go off in a day or so. Fully dry. Pull another coat on. Oh, and don't forget to do the underneath. If you're doing dog statues, you got to do the underneath. But obviously that don't apply with brickwork, does it? So, you know, that's the whole objective of the video, is the brickwork. Right, guys, I'm just giving you a bit of an example on a terraced house. Like, here's your brickwork. See how damp it is here in this corner. You know, you got like mould growing up the bottom of them bricks and stuff like that. Right? Oh God, I can't go anywhere without this cat. You see, so ideal place to put the old Thompson water seal. And at the back of the property, you know, you could go all the way up the walls, couldn't you? You see, brickwork. So, ideal place to put Thompson water seal on the old terraced houses. And there's prime, like I say, there's prime example with my hose pipe there. You know, sometimes that, you know, can piss out water onto your brickwork and on the floor if you're leaking. So yeah, there you go. Good example of where to put stuff. Right then, guys, that's it. I've given you an example about this product, Thompson water seal. It's basically a liquid form of like silicone sealant or something like that, you know. And so I've given you an example using these dogs of how it can protect whether it's your stone dog ornaments for your back garden, or whether you want to, you know, coat up your brickwork. That's the moral behind this video, is like, you own a property, you know, you do all the inside up, new kitchens and stuff like that, but people tend to forget about the outside, don't they? And like I've said, you know, the main thing of your house is the bricks, innit? And like, is it really going to work to like take your time, buy half a dozen gallons of this stuff, get up on a ladder and coat your brickwork up at the front and the back of your property? Even if you just do it in stages, you know, perhaps, you know, you can't afford to buy half a dozen tins of this stuff, but you could do like one sections at a time and seal your brickwork up, you know, ideally a couple of coats, you know what I mean? And you know, if you got people when they've got like rising damp in these old houses where, you know, the damp's coming up through the ground, what they do, they inject the bricks with like a liquid silicone sealant, which the brickwork soaks it all up, forms into a gel inside the bricks and protects it from water and moisture, etc. And you know what it's like in England, you know, it's always pissing it down the rain, isn't it? Let's face it. So, you know, this is a good thing to do on your brickwork outside your property. But, you know, I've not done a video on the brickwork at this time. I will do. I'll do one for you guys showing me coating up brickwork. But, you know, it's a bit cold, wet and damp, as it always is at the minute. It's sort of job you want to be doing in the summer, isn't it, really? But yeah, basically that's what Thompson water seal is. It's like a liquid silicone sealant which soaks up in your brickwork, and you know, it's not going to work to coat your brickwork up, is it? Yeah, even if you just do low level, you know, you ain't got to get up on the ladder and do all the top section, but ideally you want to. But, you know, if you don't want to pay anybody, you can always you can always do the low level brickwork as far as you can reach, you know, with a few gallons of this stuff. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video. Use these dog statues that I've just bought recently. Yeah, I know some mates are saying I've got more money than sense, but there you go, what can you do? Can't take it with you, can you? Hey, you ain't going to put it in your coffin when you die either, and if you do, one of your mates will dig you up and nick your money. But yeah, so use the dogs as an example to show you the effectiveness of this stuff. Pretty good stuff. And like I say, you know, just get yourself a couple of gallons and coat the bottom half up, you know, round the drains, round the bottom, stuff like that. You know, it's got to be worth doing it to protect your brickwork. Last thing you want to be doing is start replacing bricks and having a builder in. And you know, if you take a look on the outside of your house, especially if you've got an old terraced house, you'll probably find the odd blown brick or two, and that's because that brick soaked up moisture, and then you've had a frost the next day, and it's blown the face off the brick, and this stuff will prevent that from happening. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us any comments. Yeah, I'll try and get round to them, you know what I mean? Don't get round to them all, but I'll do my best. So, until next time, from the Candleman, catch you later.